In this live self-defense training video, you're going to discover 5 simple strikes using this self-defense tool that could save your life. The first one is going to be a thrust. When the threat is coming close to you for self-defense, you can take your stick, short stick. This is the Japanese tanbo. It's 18 inches long. From here, you simply thrust, turning your shoulders and hips, taking a small step if you can to accelerate the strike. You're going to thrust into the eyes, the nose, the throat. The reason this works so well is that you're using the principle of self-defense to destroy or remove something from the bad person, from the person who's trying to hurt you for self-defense. His ability to see or breathe temporarily or permanently, his ability to think or be awake by striking into the center line of the body. As he comes closer, maybe it's a bigger opponent, multiple opponent, somebody with a weapon, you're going to simply thrust. The way you practice this, put it in either hand, because you're going to do both hands evenly, and turn your shoulders and hips, extending the arm, pushing all the way forward, just as fast and as explosively as you can. So start slowly and then gradually increase how fast, how explosive you're striking. And you don't have to be striking on a bag. If you have one, that's great. But you can also practice just in the air. Keep the other hand up and in this position so that you have some protection. Hello, Doug. Hello, everybody else. I saw your comments coming in. It's good to see you this morning. You're just turning and thrusting. Number 2 of the 5 simple strikes, 5 strikes that you're going to use with this simple self-defense tool that can save your life, the Japanese tanbo, 18 inches, just a piece of wood. You can buy it at any hardware store, do-it-yourself shop. 36 inches, you cut it in half, and now you have 2. You can practice with this, and then when you are out in your environment, maybe you don't bring the stick with you, but you'll bring that skill of self-defense with you and use that skill for self-defense. Hello, Brandon. So from here, thrusting is first. The second one is going to be a diagonal strike. I'm going to show you one way to accelerate it. Brandon, the best bag to use for striking is going to be this Wavemaster Powerline. I've been hitting these things for years, and they never rip, they don't tear, they're just very durable. From here, striking, coming forward from your shoulder, not from out here in space, but from your shoulder. If you're out too far this way, when you strike and he closes that distance, your arm will wrap around. If it's from here and you strike, you're gonna hit right in front of you with a lot of power. Now, to accelerate that strike, you can open your hand a little bit. Don't take your fingers off, but open your hand a little bit and then pull your fingers forward. This is an old style technique using the Korean dongbong. Some of you guys know how to use that one. Just a short stick, twisting and accelerating that strike. As you're coming into the strike, and then at the end, push through and go through your target with force. You're trying to remove or destroy his ability to be awake, his ability to see, breathe temporarily, permanently. Maybe hit one of the joints, go for the joints. They break better, easier than the bones for self-defense. These are all self-defense techniques. Number 1 is a thrust. Number 2 is an angular strike, and I want you to practice them in combination. Get in a better position, guard your body, thrust, and strike. And notice that when you strike, you're following through, coming through from the shoulder to the hip. Coming all the way through, add that acceleration by opening the fingers. Don't take the fingers off. Hello, Garen. But open those fingers and get that little snapping additional power as you come in for that strike. Number 3, we're bringing it off of the other shoulder. I always like these turning strikes, almost like a back fist, a knife strike, but you're coming off of the opposite shoulder, and it's the same thing here. Open the fingers, don't take them off, open the fingers, and then close the hand as you come forward. Remember, come from the shoulder. It has to touch when you train. When you develop this skill, get it on the shoulder so that you're always fighting from behind your stick. Not out here, not over here, but here in striking. Number 3, I want you to swing your body and use that length of your stick, your self-defense tool, to come into the side of the head or into the neck, into the ribs, into the hips, into that thigh. Strike him right in the thigh. Stop the attack. Use as much force as you can generate by twisting your whole body. You have these big core muscles in the front and the back. You're using that to strike. And you also take a step forward. You accelerate that strike, you have a lot more power, which brings me to number 4, which is coming off of the backside. Practice these in combination. Thrust, angle 1, angle 2, swing, and stepping using this part here. Notice there's a little bit of room at the bottom of your hand where the stick comes out. I'm gonna stick that right here into the throat, or into the teeth, or into the nose, in between the eyes, into the solar plexus. For self-defense, these are all self-defense techniques. You can go down into that thin piece of muscle between the belly button and the private parts. You hit that fascia of muscle, you're gonna put them right on the ground for self-defense. So from here, get in a better position, thrust, angle 1, angle 2, swing it here, come back here, and then the last one is this flick of the wrist. You're turning your hand to create a very fast, explosive snapping strike. That comes from the Irish stick fighting arts. So we have just a blended style of self-defense in this Japanese tanbo, this 18-inch piece of oak. Now I make these, I've been selling a lot of them lately, mostly here, but I do ship some out. If you want one and you're in the United States, I wanted to send one to Singapore last week. I couldn't find shipping for less than $100. Doesn't make financial sense because this doesn't cost more than $22. It's that first link below. So from here, thrust, strike, strike, swing, reverse thrust, and then snap that wrist. That's your 5 basic powerful strikes using this simple self-defense tool that could save your life. If you like to train self-defense with me, please give me a thumbs up. Please share this with others. Subscribe if you haven't done so already so that this channel can grow. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, that's 6. I thought I had 5 or 6. It doesn't matter how many, that's the bonus. You get more than you asked for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and flick the wrist. Practice that in combination again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. Put it in the other hand, thrust, angle 1, angle 2. That's what we'll do, we'll call the angles 1 strike, right? Angle 1, angle 2, swing coming through here. Think of a hook punch right to the jaw, right into the temple, but instead you have this hard piece of oak coming through, 18 inches. Talk about leverage, right? Increasing power, come back with the backhand, and then snap. I knocked him out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, snap that wrist. Make that your final strike, and then throw it in the other hand. The best way to get good at this is to do it over and over. 3, 4, 5, snap, switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, snap that wrist. Practice these motions. Remember that first acceleration is opening the hand, not the fingers. Let the fingers come here. Fingers open, but you don't take them off. This, you'll see some people will do this kind of stuff. That's a bad practice, that's a bad habit. Always keep your hands on your tool as you're defending yourself. If you need to spin, that just looks fancy. That doesn't do anything for self-defense. But if you need to, this is gonna make your wrists more flexible. Always keep the fingers there. Don't do this, right? That can be faster, but there's no power there, and you're gonna lose it. From here, thrust, 1, 2, 3, 4, snap. Switch, thrust, 1, 2, 3, 4, snap. Now, if you're fighting, I don't even think I should have to say this, but hi, Diana, it's good to see you. Absolutely. Do it in a creative weapons competition. I don't go to competitions anymore, but back in the day, I judged a lot, I helped run a lot, and I took a lot of students to competitions. We did a lot of demo team, a lot of fancy competitions with weapons, a lot of musical weapons, and using the dongbong or the short stick or the tanbo, that would be a great way to do it. You could even pair that up with the Chinese Kung Fu fighting fan, I think is a good option. Or you can do all of these with a trainer, right? Or any bladed weapon, right? A lot of these come from these same strikes that you would use with your fighting. Notice that when you fight with a knife, you're always staying behind the knife too. You don't want these big, wide strikes. The same principle is true here when you practice fighting, stay behind your stick. You guys have been awesome. I wanted to get this out. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. means slow it down, take your time. I wear this shirt to remind me when I'm talking to you about how to move. Because sometimes I get all excited showing you the technique and I go too fast. And I want you to know it's okay to slow it down. Later, you're gonna learn the difference between slowing down and calming down. But at the beginning, you put them together. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. You get faster and faster. Thank you, Diana. Thanks for being here, everybody. I'll see you in a little bit. I've got to go teach the kids.